Do you guys remember the days when you couldn't go into the store like this? Because I thought you were robbing the place. Hello. Today we are going to talk about the differences between reacting and knowing that you're healing. Because sometimes it kind of seems like the same thing, and they're definitely two different things. Click in. Hi, you guys. It's Lindsay. Welcome to Clarity Couture. Thank you so much for being here. So today we're going to talk about the difference between healing and actually just reacting with emotion, because they kind of seem like the same thing, but they're definitely not the same thing. So when you're going through an awakening, you have times of, the only way that I can explain it would be like the way they explain PTSD, where you have a flashback to that moment and you kind of relive that moment. That is what it means to be healing something. And especially right now when we're in quarantine, there's a necessity to be aware of the reactions that you have, things that come up when you're awakening, because there is being triggered by something outside of you externally that immediately you have like a reactive behavior to. And then there is being quarantined, for instance, being at home completely alone, where there's no one around you to trigger anything, and you're flashed back to the 4th grade where you were on crutches. This actually happened to me, by the way. I was literally the kid that's made fun of in the movies. That was me growing up. I wish I was making that up. I had crooked teeth, so, there was always something for them. There was always something for them to make fun of. I was that kid. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. It was just, I was that kid. So when I was in 4th grade, I was walking in crutches in the middle of the cafeteria. They literally make movies after kids like me. I am the kid they made movies about. But I was walking with crutches, and I think my kneecap had popped out of place. I was pretty young, and somebody stuck their foot out, and I tripped. I fell in the cafeteria on my leg, and I was in pain, and I couldn't get up, and my food went everywhere, and it was fucking horrific. It was, I wish I was making this up. I wish that the shit that I dealt with in middle school and going into high school was shit that didn't actually exist, but I lived in a very small town, and these girls were very mean at a very young age. I'm not kidding you, they were stealing cars. We were in middle school. These girls were stealing cars. They weren't fucking around. I didn't have any of my family around. Everyone was in Oregon. This was in Arizona. It was a fucking situation, and that particular moment was, I'm pretty sure it was like, it molds you to be who you are now, and that was a moment, that was a molding moment, right, where you're just like, wow, I gotta get the fuck up. Nobody helped me. There was nobody that came over to, even the teachers didn't help, it was kind of it was some shit you see in movies, and this is the reason that they're able to have movies about these things, is that these things actually happen. I can attest to this. So when something like that traumatic happened to you at such a young age, and you're at home alone circa 2020, and you're hanging out scrolling Instagram, and out of nowhere you're slammed with a memory, and you're thrown into the throes of those emotions of that memory, and it'll play it out for you like a movie almost, even though you're in the movie, and it's very hard to explain on a third dimensional aspect. It's very fifth dimensional to be able to step into this, and literally what it's doing is it's shifting you, and by seeing that, you're putting yourself on a past timeline, and by doing that and witnessing it and feeling it one last time, that feeling it is actually healing it. The importance of allowing this to play out for you, especially if you're alone, is that you allow yourself to move through it. Imagine yourself trying to cross a river, okay? And the side you're on is the side that you need to heal things, or heal whatever it is that may be coming up, like the water rising. And when the water rises, when that finally rises to the top, you don't want to wait until it goes down again, and you have to stand there at the edge and wait, because it's too deep, right? You can't cross over to the other side until until that water rises up again. And when you're viewing these past experiences as the water, there are going to be things rising to the surface. And now if you view yourself as the person that's just been standing there, like waiting, I'm waiting for the water is not here yet, I'm waiting for the water, and finally the water rises, and oh, whoa, that water is kind of deep, and it's kind of cold, and it's not really flowing too bad, so it's not like gonna wash me away. It's very easy for me to just swim across. Problem is, dipping that first toe in, that's where your hang-ups are happening, and we get so used to not healing things. It's totally cool. A boat's gonna be around anytime. Your girl isn't gonna need to get wet. Is that you? Nah, man. I'm not getting my hair or my eyelashes wet, okay? No. And I just sprayed tan. Okay. I know for a fact none of you just got your hair, your nails, your eyelashes, or your tans done, which means that you can swim across that bit. Come on. You can do it. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. It came to me during yoga yesterday, and usually when my guides push things to me, I'm just like, can you remind me later? Because I'm in the middle of an asana right now. And then it was like, I want to say an hour later, I came to my desk, couldn't find paper, which is insane because I have a lot of it. I'm like looking around for something, bam, blank piece of paper like right in front of me, as if to be there magically. And a pen that worked. I don't know if I've told you guys or not, completely unrelated to everything. And my grandmother used to break toasters, whatever it is with my energy, pens just won't work. I have gone through so many pens during this quarantine that I forgot to buy pens today. Fuck. I needed pens today. I finally ventured in. That's why I'm wearing this. If you see this, it's me. Hello, how are you today? Tipping my crown to you, sir. Quarantine got all of us fucked up. Leave me alone. Y'all are like, who are you kidding? Let's see. You've been weird since the beginning. Guilty. I'm weird as hell. Yeah, somebody has to be, okay? Somebody's gonna keep it weird. And I'm right here, all right? I'm here. I'm keeping it weird for y'all. Just out here. It actually looks really cute like that. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right, guys. So today's affirmation is going to be, I'm actually not sure if we've done this or not, but it's a really good one, so we're going to do it again. I release all resistance to my healing and connect to my divinity. I release all resistance to my healing and connect to my divinity. I release all resistance to my healing and connect to my divinity. And remember, that divinity connection comes all down to you. And if you guys want some help, you've never done meditation before, I actually finally did a guided meditation. Tried it out on myself this morning, realized there were some things that I wanted to tweak. I'm gonna film another one for you guys, but until that new one comes out, try that. It's not bad for beginners because it does walk you through it, and it's actually one of the reasons I didn't like it was that I'm talking too much. But it does give you full 10 minutes of peace. It's really good for beginners for guided meditation. So if that's something that you're trying to do or get into, check that out. I'll put the link right there for you guys. I want to remind you that your body is a vehicle for your soul. And now especially, you have the chance to drive it well. So be sure to take that extra time and give that to yourself. You deserve it. And if you can't love yourself, nobody else can possibly love you. So stop being that love block and just love yourself already. Oh, if you like this video, click like and subscribe. Namaste.